So this takes us to Indiana Jones and the Monkey King, also known as Indiana Jones and the Garden of Life.
Mm-hmm.
Don't these all make Dial of Destiny sound like a fantastic title?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely. Suddenly, Dial of Destiny is really clever.
Great. So still only in his mid-20s at the time, Chris Columbus had already written 3 films for Amblin Entertainment, Spielberg's production company, the one he co-founded with Frank Marshall and Kathleen Kennedy.
Oh.
He had written Gremlins, The Goonies. He was going to write Young Sherlock Holmes as well. So Columbus gets hired to write a draft of another Lucas pitch. As of all Indiana Jones movies, now this has got to be the most bonkers one of these, I think.
Oh, I can't wait.
Of all the movies, it opens with a special, like John said, a Bond-like sequence at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
That is really the conclusion of his previous off-screen adventure.
Right.
Right. In this instance, Columbus started the story in a haunted house in Scotland. Oh, George, I'm not letting it go. And things just kick off in a supernatural way right away.
Okay.
The opening sequence sees Indy facing off against Baron Seamus Seagrove III, a bona fide ghost who brings suits of armor to life. Already, Suits of Armor to Life is familiar, I just realized that. That's something that kind of happens in Young Sherlock Holmes, that Chris Columbus wrote. The stained glass window.
The stained glass? Oh,
yeah.
really? Yeah.
It's like a suit of armor that comes to life.
Oh, yeah. I was just thinking of Bill and Ted when I think of suits of armor moving around.
Oh,
So.
yes.
But unrelated.
No. Yes.
It's almost like maybe Lucas had a really great ghost pun for Harrison Ford. I'm like, we gotta find a way for him to say it.
Just couldn't. Could not do it.
So as the story continues, of course, like most of these stories, Indy returns briefly to his university, probably to pick up a check, from his actual job. After meeting with Marcus, he jets off to Mozambique to meet zoologist Claire Clark, who has found evidence leading to a lost city of Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, which is, it's kind of weird that this is Chinese mythology, but he found this thing, and she found this in Africa.
Yeah, what? What's up with
Anyway,
that?
legend has it that the
It's
lost
where the Dial
city...
of Destiny was. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Everything's there, yeah. It's like the Kmart for relics. Kmart's a relic. What am I saying?
Speaking of, yeah.
Legend has it that the lost city is home to the mystical garden of immortal peaches. Oh, come on.
So, but I need to understand, are the peaches immortal?
Yes.
Or do they contain properties that grant immortality to those who would consume them?
Have you ever noticed, honey, did you ever notice this peach is never rotting? Where did you get this?
This is amazing. I'm
Let me
afraid
see.
to eat it.
There's
Must
a
be
sticker
crazy
on it.
chemicals.
Mozambique.
Yes.
If lost, please return to the cradle of life.
You're right, John. I don't know. But the way you describe it sounds like a terrible MacGuffin. To just have a delicious
That's the twist
treat
at
that
the
never...
end. You thought they were going to give you immortality. Ha ha! Joke's on you.
Finally, I can make that cobbler. And then it's an immortal cobbler.
Harrison Ford making the macabre.
Oh, you know what, John? Actually, it does say. It does say. The Garden of Immortal Peaches, the fruit has the power to grant eternal life. You know,
Well,
the
thanks
holy
for
grail of
clearing
Chinese
that up.
mythology. There you go. Yeah, it's better this way. So anyway, naturally, Indy and his colleagues aren't the only ones keen to find the mystical power. For, as you're going to see in a future film here, our hero once again goes up against the Nazis.
Oh, again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sig Heil.
But they're not just ordinary Nazis in the Monkey King. No.
Oh.
In the Monkey King, the German soldiers were to be commanded by Lieutenant Werner von Mephisto. That's a little on the nose. And Sergeant Helmut Gutenberg, who is a brute with a mechanical arm that doubles as a gun.
Now, I can see the angle there because
Yep.
there was a lot, around World War II and the Nazis kind of tinkering with supernatural forces and dabbling in stuff like that. I mean, look, I've played all the Wolfenstein sequels. I know I know what the zombie's been up to.
I've seen a guy with a robot arm that's also a gun.
Exactly. Yep. So that's the beginning of this article, of the thread of trying to inject things into these indie films that make sense temporally, like as they're going. And we know that the Dial of Destiny is leaping forward to Indy's current age, which is 69 or something, you said, right? And so,
Dude.
like, see, That makes sense.
I guess, but already to me, it's feeling that little mix of genres, that sort of bugged me that we've talked about way too many times.
Yeah, I know that bothers you.
But okay. So in Columbus's script also contains a tank chase that's almost identical to the one ultimately in Last Crusade.
Oh.
But in Columbus's script, the Nazis have a super tank that's 3 stories tall.
Yep, perfect.
You know what? Whatever. I just picture Lucas like he's like, getting Spielberg. Look, no. It's not going to be a regular tank. It's going to be, and as he says it to Spielberg, you can tell he's not impressed. It's going to be 2 stories tall. 3 stories tall.
Well, that's a hell of a tank. 3 stories tall.
Oh, hi, Elvis.
Dr. Clark Artiki, a 200-year-old pygmy who knows the way to the Lost City. Plus Scraggy. That's almost scrappy.
That's great. Ruh-roh.
Scraggy, their tough
Indy.
guide through the jungle.
It's a combo of Shaggy and Scrappy.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Scraggy.
Right. That's got to be how they came up with these names. A lot of the characters' names are based on dogs, right? Like Indiana Jones. Indiana is the name of George Lucas'
We named the dog Indiana. That's right.
Wow.
Let me see if I get this straight. Willie, Willie Scott in Temple of Doom. Willie is the Spielberg's dog. Was named Willie.
Okay.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
And Short Round was actually the name of Bill Hike's dog, the people who wrote Temple of Doom. And that name actually came from a character from an older movie. But anyway.
Okay.
So joining these folks are also, here we go. Also to the surprise of Indy, Betsy Tuffet, a love-struck student of Indy's with whom he had a fling.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Uh-huh.
She's stowed away so she can be close to her professor.
Oh.
Oh, boy. Now,
Creepy.
this is, well, yes.
I'm hearing the police playing in the background.
Oh, I wonder if it's that character in Raiders who has the love you on her eyelids.
Right,
Could
has the
be.
heart in
It
her
could
eye.
be. Yep.
See, that would make sense because
Yep.
in her script, well, it gets even a little weirder and creepier, but so maybe it's tragic. The script treats Betsy as a comic relief character, but she's become so obsessive about Indy, she declares that she will kill herself if she can't have him.
Oh.
And it's not just talk. She proceeds to attempt to hurt herself on multiple occasions, including hanging herself with Indy's whip and dousing herself in bourbon in an effort to set herself on fire, all of which is supposed to be played for laughs.
What? So this is George Lucas's idea? These ideas?
Well, this is Chris Columbus's script. I don't know if he encouraged him to put that part in there. I think we
that
can recognize George when we. I think we know
the
George.
full Marion, right? Just all bourbon and fire.
Yeah, maybe this was. Look, he's still in the throes of that divorce.
Right.
Like, set that bitch on fire.
You know what you could do with this whip?
I was quoting George Lucas. Everyone, calm down.
Sure you were.
Not content with just Nazis as villains, in The Monkey King, Indy would also wind up facing against pirates that travel by riverboat, leading to an epic sword fight in a boat that's about to go over a waterfall.
Makes sense.
That sounds
Then they encounter primitive tribes while traipsing through the jungle, with attacks from gorillas and rhinos, leading to another epic chase sequence in which Indy rides a rhino.
No. No.
So far, we've talked about the most ordinary aspects of this story. The mundane, the trite,
Well,
the banal. Does that mean boring is also?
Banal is
sure.
sort of basic, yeah.
As
body.
if all of
It's
that...
not body.
It's
not
not
body,
body or tawdry.
Not Tawdry either, right? Well, some of it was tawdry, maybe.
Uh-huh.
As if that wasn't enough insane animal action, the zoologist is also able to make bird calls which summon huge swarms of birds to come down and peck the Nazis.
Attack Nazi peckers.
You're making that. Oh!
At some point, the gorillas take over the 3-story tank.
And Indy has a new sidekick.
They earned
named
it.
Mowgli.
They deserve it.
Mowgli. Finally, Indy and his company make it to the Garden of Immortal Peaches, but in a shocking twist, Indy sustains fatal injuries and dies.
But he could eat
Credits.
a peach, right?
Well, yes, you're right. That's a better idea. Of
you
course,
must have already eaten a peach. You can't use it as a salve to bring back
Right.
the dead.
Oh, man.
like stuff it in his dead mouth. It's not working. He's
He
not
would sound
swallowing.
exactly the same. We're gonna peach in my mouth.
He would mumble.
Use it as a suppository. Get it in the bloodstream.
Oh, man.
Of course, the mystical fruit is
You get a
able to
pulse
bring him
in it.
back to life, Kat. Yes.
Oh, good. Phew.
But one of the wicked pirates discovers eating the peach will only give life to those with a pure heart, while those that are evil will be destroyed.
Whoa.
Sounds familiar.
Would melt as if made of wax and looking at the Ark of the Covenant.
Right.
Yeah.
I was okay with the pirate part. That was okay, but
were
everything
you?
else-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pirate part. This film actually did get to the point of location scouting, but eventually Lucas and Spielberg shelved it, feeling that the script was a little too far-fetched. That must have been Spielberg saying that, and in danger of racially stereotyping some of its characters. They did get some of that criticism with the Temple of Doom, saying that they hadn't been particularly sensitive to Indian culture.